What's up? What's up? What's up, family? Like we always do at this time, big energy. Let me see you. Let me feel you. Come on. Put the fire emojis in the chat. Put the fire emojis in the chat. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know who it is. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie. You are in the mix. And not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but at 6. And you know how we do it. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, each and every single day, Monday through Friday. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you got a little rest. Get some R&R, able to rest, relax, relate, release a little bit. As you are watching on the digital airwaves of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, we don't stop. LinkedIn, we're locked in. You know what? Let me know where you're watching from. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from. Come on, drop your city in the chat. I put on for my city. Come on, put on for your city. Put on for your city tonight. Let me know what city you're watching from. Y'all ready? Already in the comments, ready to go. Kenya said, whew, been waiting all weekend for this one. Oh boy. Don't put no extra pressure on me now. Rachel G in the building. DYC Empowerment. Tanya, Detroit. Ruby, Denver, Kenya, Detroit, DYC, Marietta. Sophia, KC. I know you happy about your Chiefs. Yeah, I know you happy about that. Listen, you know my hometown is Motown. As we say in Detroit. What up, though? Hopefully your week has started great. Hopefully so. Hopefully you're having a marvelous Monday. Thank you for letting me know that we are right on IG because we are streaming there as well. Somebody said I'm switching over to YouTube. Okay, come on in. Come on, Kayla. I hope I'm saying your name right. In Tennessee, it's good to see you linked and locked in with us. I need you to make sure that you share with somebody. Come on, invite somebody in tonight. Facebook family, invite somebody in. LinkedIn, let's get locked in. YouTube, you know what to do. Come on, Twitter. Let's make this a number one hitter. TikTok, let's not stop. Come on. Milwaukee, hey. DYC from Milwaukee, that's what's up. Can we give it up for these Lions? You know I have to say something. Let's give it up for the Lions. Salute to these Detroit Lions for an absolutely unforgettable season. In many cases, they overachieved. I'd love to meet the people who thought they were going to the NFC Championship. I'd really love to meet you. I'd love to shake your hand. And I'd want you to take a lie detector test as well. I know we came up short, but we still stand tall. We do. We gave it a valiant effort. All of America was watching. We gave it a valiant effort. We rolled the dice a little bit, but we've been rolling the dice all season. You know, we had some risky moves. But here's the thing. All season long, we've been overcoming the odds. All season long, we were the one who was underestimated, overlooked, the underdog. We overachieved in many cases. And here's the bigger picture. Here's the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that in all of this, the city of Detroit, which is often deemed to be, you know, the underdog or overlooked. Here's the thing. We can't be ignored now. You can't ignore us now. We here. Dion said we coming. I'm saying we here. Right? This playoff run, when you really think about it, it just totally further elevated our city into the national spotlight. Lifted a lot of spirits locally. And it boosted a lot of businesses as well. So here's the thing. On paper, we lost. But on purpose, we won. Put that on the paper. Put that in the media. Put that in the headlines. Okay, yeah. On paper, we lost. But on purpose, we won. Big win for the city. Big win in the face of a lot of people who underestimated us and underestimated the beautiful, amazing, wonderful, resilient, stick-to-it-ive people who represent Detroit Nation. 313, stand up. What up, though? Huge win. Yeah, Confidence said, yeah, huge win. Huge win for our city. Put some respect on the city. And here's the thing. We'll be back and better in September. But before September, we're here to stay right now. Yeah, we're here to stay. A lot of businesses have been highlighted. A lot of people are doing great work who may not necessarily get the love and attention nationally are being highlighted. Our roar has been restored. And it's only up from here. Like I said again, ladies and gentlemen, on paper, we may have lost. But on purpose, it's a show enough win. Yeah, it's a show enough win. By the way, as you're tuning in, know that your timeline could be someone's lifeline. Your timeline could be someone's lifeline. Do me a favor and invite somebody in. Come on, do that. I know you care. So share. Share if you care. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Come on, YouTube especially. Need you to make sure that you hit that notification button. Don't just throw a thumbs up in the comment section. You can do that too, but I need you to make sure that you tap on that thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Comment, share, subscribe. Tap the notification bell. And then you always be alerted. You always be informed. You always be aware of new content that drops. You know, as I've always said and will continue to say, my goal this year is to help you reach yours. What's my assignment? I'm clear on my assignment. My assignment is to put you in alignment with your purpose. My job is literally to empower you to access and identify your identity. Speaking of which, if you do not have a copy of my latest book, which is called Identity Keys to Discover Your Uniqueness and Unlock Your Greatness. It is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, iTunes, Audible. You can get a signed copy as well on my website, EddieConnor.com. Ebook, audiobook, hard copy. If you don't have relationship rules, you can get that too. How to Win at Love, Leadership, Leveraging Your Purpose, The Mask of Masculinity. We did a great session last week. I'll touch on how men can reclaim their identity, lead in love with vulnerability. A book for men and the women who love us. Again, ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies, they're all available. I got 16 of them out there, 16 books. So one way, shape, or form, I'm sure at least one of them will speak life into your life. I also want you to become a member of my Eagles Academy. I want you to become a member of my Eagles Academy. I want you to register right now at theeaglesacademy.com. I want you to be empowered to soar into success and purpose. If you want transformation and beyond just information, if you actually want transformation, revelation, how to put your vision and have application to it to actually move into a place of great elevation, join the Eagles Academy. I'm really empowering you. Is where I teach, is where I coach, is where I train, is where I mentor. And I'm able to give you insight really to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence. So join me. You see it right there on the screen, theeaglesacademy.com, especially on the YouTube. You can see it on Facebook as well and some of the other ancillary aspects. Theeaglesacademy.com. You know we are in the mix at 6. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to help me out tonight. I believe I got some folks who are definitely some helping hands tonight. So I need you to make sure that you help me out tonight. Invite 6 people into the mix at 6 tonight. Invite at least 6 people in to the mix at 6. Please, please, please invite somebody in tonight. We got a hot topic. We're going to get into it. I was watching the Chiefs game, Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, I was doing a lot of work yesterday. Sometimes I just like to work and just keep the TV on and the volume kind of low. And I kind of like try to compete against the TV to see if I can finish a project before the game is over. It's just who I am. I just try to, make the most of it. But I was watching Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens game yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, said, man, it's a lot of great music. It's a lot of great artists who have come out of the Baltimore area. I wonder, do y'all know of any? I know a few. A jazz singer like Cab Calloway, got him. You've got the talented R&B singer Mario, or as he would say, Mario, I think is how he pronounces it. He's got that hit song, I think it's called Let Me Love You, something like that. Came out some years ago. You have the one and only Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton, the vocal powerhouse. The beautiful, the vivacious, dare I say. Toni Braxton. Grammy Award winning. Let me put some respect on her name. Grammy Award winning Toni Braxton. But I was reminded of the R&B group Dru Hill. Yeah, they come out of Baltimore. Very popular in the 90s. Y'all might be a little bit too young to remember Dru Hill. But for those, who are not over the hill, but you're going to be running up it a little bit, right? Popular group in the 90s, Dru Hill, led by their front man, who can forget, Cisco. Cisco's a very, very charismatic little man. Platinum hair, flamboyant, doing all the Michael Jackson moves. He can sing, though. Brother can sing. Ain't no doubt about it. Cisco can sing. And I always thought to myself, where did the title Dru Hill come from? Does anybody know? Trivia tonight. I ain't got no prize for you, but you might surprise me. I always thought to myself, said, is there a guy in the group by the name of Dru, or somebody's name is Hill? I used to think maybe back in the day that Cisco's name was really Drew Hill. Right? He was always, I wouldn't say he was David Ruffin, but he always had the mic in his hand. Right? So I was in Baltimore some years ago, and I was told as I was riding by a park, it was a particular park named Druid Hill, Druid, and you know how to spell the rest. And person was driving, and they were saying, "Yeah, Druid Hill Park. That's where the group Drew Hill, their name originated from Druid Hill Park." Of course, they dropped the I and the D at the end of Druid and stuck with Drew. You know, Drew Hill said, "These are the times we all wish for. But last week, I gave you some signs you should look for." If you have not seen part 1 and part 2 of 5 Traits of a Kingdom Man, make sure that you go and watch that on YouTube. I highly, 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 highly suggest that you do yourself a favor and check out the replay. Did y'all enjoy part 1 and part 2 of 5 Traits of a Kingdom Man? Did y'all enjoy it? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Tonight, did y'all like how I gave that little lead up to the go back and replay? Surgical. Tonight, we're talking about the 5 traits of a kingdom woman. Last week, part 1 and part 2, 5 traits of a kingdom man. Tonight, part 1. Tonight, we're just gonna, last week, part 1 and part 2 of a kingdom of a man. I want you to check out tonight as we get into it, 5 traits of a kingdom woman. Listen, if you're ready, just type ready. Come on. If you're ready tonight, type ready. Yeah, let me loosen up a little bit. Let's go. Y'all typing out the whole discography of Drew Hill. Where did I start? If you're ready tonight, type ready. Type ready. Type ready. All right, let's jump into it. Remember last week we said that a kingdom man, we mentioned a few things. We said a kingdom man is your biggest fan. We talked a little bit as well about men have more than just the desires of sex, silence, a sandwich, and the ego stroke. There's more to us than just that. We have emotions that we don't always tap into. And oftentimes vulnerability and masculinity cannot coexist. It coexists in the same space. Oftentimes that vulnerability is seen as femininity. And so no man is particularly a one size fits all. No man is a monolith. There's diversity in us. We are more like Clark Kent than Superman. We're more like T'Challa than Black Panther. We're more like David Banner than the Hulk. We are more than just a caricature. It's all about our true character. And it takes a lot to peel back those layers. It takes a lot to dig deep. It takes a lot to tap into your emotional, mental, and even your relational intelligence. And so last week we mentioned that a kingdom man is your biggest fan. We said he's emotionally mature man. He protects you. He's a secure man. He's a purpose-driven man. And I told you I was only going to give you 5 last week. I wound up giving you 6. Well, we in the mix at 6, so why not? Right? Then it said, as the bonus said, he's a committed man. Now, I said a kingdom man would never ask his woman to do and be what he isn't himself. Now, said all that to say, let's get into it. What does a kingdom man look for in a kingdom woman, though? What should he look for? What should a kingdom man look for in a kingdom woman? What type of traits should a kingdom woman, if she aspires to be a woman, aspires to be a kingdom woman, what type of traits should a woman adopt to harness that, to really step into not just the title, but the function? When you think about the word woman, I have a definition for the word woman. I have an acronym. And my acronym for woman is wonderfully orchestrating magnanimous achievements naturally. If you don't have my book, actually, I wrote it a few years ago. If you don't have my book called Woman, I encourage you to get it. It's on Amazon, my website as well, EddieConnor.com. But I define woman as wonderfully orchestrating magnanimous achievements naturally. And here's the thing that men and women need to realize about a woman. A woman is the crescendo of creation. My sisters especially, you got to understand how unique you are. You got to understand that you're too unique to compete. You're too rare to compare. Your royalty demands loyalty. Think about this, how a woman is the crescendo of creation. Think about how unique she is. Think about this. Adam and Eve were not created at the same time. Genesis. A woman wasn't even placed on this planet till everything was in place. Crescendo of creation, cherry on top. Not going to bring you into the place yet until everything is in place. Here's what allowed Adam to have a woman. You know, when he saw her, he said, "Whoa, man, she's flesh of my." He started spitting poetry. Why? Because if God ever created anything better than a woman, he must have kept it for himself. He said, "She's flesh of my flesh. She's bone of my bone." Didn't call her Eve. Called a woman. Brothers, you know you got the right woman when she don't make you say, "Oh man," or "Nah, man," but she make you say, "Whoa, man." Right? You know you got the right rib when you breathe, when she can make you breathe a lot easier. You ain't coughing, wheezing, and hacking, suffocating. Suitable fit. We're going to get into it. Think about this. A woman wasn't even placed on this planet till everything was in place. What did Adam have to have? I talked about it last week. Adam, Shanette, I'm trying to do it. Rachel G, I'm trying to do it. Kayla, trying to get it in. Adam had to have a place. Yes, a place to live, but also he had to know his particular place. Adam had purpose. What was his purpose? His purpose was to take care of what God had placed him in, to tend the garden. He was the gardener of Eden. In the Garden of Eden, he was the gardener of Eden. Right? He just had to tend to it. He named the animals. Walk with God in the cool of the day. Presence, that's where his presence is not just a man being G'd up from the feet up. Got on a nice suit, smelling good, looking good. Beyond just that. Presence being in the presence of God. I don't have direction if I don't remain presently in his presence. Right, because when I'm in his presence, I recognize also as well that my presence is a present. Adam also had power. Power was not to dominate his woman. Power was to dominate his space. Power was to walk in the full authority of who it is that he was. Right? Because when I walk in the full authority and the power of who it is that I am, I'm not intimidated. Because whoever you intimidate will be who you eliminate. But when I walk in power and I know my power that's on the inside of me, that's when I can walk in purpose boldly. All of that, Adam had a place, purpose, presence, power. All of those particular aspects ushered him into the place of preparation. Here it is, for a companion. Notice this. Adam was so much in his purpose that he got God's attention. God said, it's not good for this man to be alone. Notice Adam never said that. Adam never said it's not good for me to be alone. God was the one who said it's not good for man to be alone. Why? Because any man who is void of his place, his presence, his purpose, and his power, it's good for him to be alone. Are you following me tonight? It's good for him to be alone. Why? Because there's some things that he needs to work on. There's some things that he needs to develop. Don't mean he's a bad man, but he can become a matured man. Why? Because here's what man means. Man means to manage. Man means to maintain. Man means to manifest. Man means to use God's manual to work your purpose. Man means mature, assertive, nurturer. Y'all making me do it again. I'm just 2 or 3 minutes into the session and y'all making me work hard already. Man means mature, assertive, nurture. How do I know? Paul said, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Things don't just leave by osmosis because you got a little hair on your face, because you've been in the gym and now you got some muscles, because you got some money in your pocket. You can still be a grown boy with the resemblance of masculinity, and masculinity oftentimes just becomes performative. I got to look the part. I got to sound the part. I got to act the part. But oftentimes masculinity, the prefix of masculinity is pronounced mask, and oftentimes that's what it is. Right? So it is good for a man to be alone if he does not have a place, presence, purpose, and power. Why? Because he needs to have his life in order, and work is a prerequisite before he received a woman. Think about this. Before a woman ever came on the scene, Adam had a job. Work came before the woman. Why? Because work is not just some 4-letter bad word. Work means to cultivate. Work means to become. I can't become with you if I don't become who I'm supposed to be, even in the place of isolation. Can't be who I'm supposed to be with you as a companion if I'm not who I'm supposed to be in a place of isolation. Adam needed to have everything in place because now, guess what he needed to do? He needed to be in a position to lead and provide. Adam had to be proven on a certain particular level first. And then God said, it ain't good for you to be alone. Let me give you my prized possession. Adam had to be proven on a certain level. If you're proven on this level, then you can provide for her on a greater level. If you can't take care of her if you can't take care of you. Why is that? Because she's a helpmate. Helpmate does not mean somebody who is subservient. Helpmate does not mean that it's somebody who you control and that you're domineering and you dominate. Helpmate means I've got somebody who is going to help me fulfill the vision and the call of God on my life. Maybe sometimes women are frustrated in relationships simply because they're looking to help a man and you have nothing to help him with. Maybe sometimes women possibly can be frustrated in the marriage because they see more in the man than he sees in himself. I'm here, I'm called, I'm on commission, I'm on assignment, but you got to be in alignment so I can help you to deliver upon the vision that you particularly have. If you could just get in purpose, we could be in purpose together. Why? Because I am your purpose partner. You can't expect a purpose partner if you have not first partnered with your purpose. And I know we want to say I do. I know we do. God hears your prayers. Not just my sisters, my brothers too. Right? No, we say I do. And in many cases, it seems in this generation, we love the wedding and not the marriage. The wedding is a sprint. The marriage is the marathon. It seems like a lot of people just get married just for the wedding. Cake so big, you can't even see the couple cutting it. It's like they hiding behind the cake, right? Dress is beautiful. Playing Here Comes the Bride on the organ or whatever the case may be. Pastors marrying y'all, got all types of people locally and globally come to see y'all off. $20,000 marriage, $20,000 wedding, but a $20 marriage. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me get back to this. I say all that to say, when you think about all of that, we want to say I do to somebody else, but have we first said I do to the purpose that God gave us? If you didn't see my session on Say I Do, check that out on YouTube. I'm not gonna get too deep into that tonight. You can't expect a purpose partner if you have not first partnered with your purpose. When I partner with my purpose and what God gave me to do and to fulfill, I say I do to the mandate that he placed on my life. Think about this. As I said before, a woman is the crescendo of creation. Woman, wonderfully orchestrating magnanimous achievements naturally. You know, Aretha Franklin said, "You make me feel like a natural woman." Y'all sisters can sing that. Woman is the crescendo of creation. A woman has grace. She comes to the planet with insight. She comes to this planet with sensitivity, with spiritual insight, with ingenuity, with beauty. And when I talk about beauty, I'm not just talking about what you have on the outside. I'm talking about who you are on the inside, your character, your immaterial self, the heart that you have, the soul, your emotions, your mindset, the things you can't quantify, the things you can't put a price on. Listen, if none of us had the sense of sight, and we had to walk through life with no eyes, we had to walk through life with our eyelids closed, could we still see that you're beautiful? Think about this. Without trying to fill up your arm like Ray Charles, could we still see that you're beautiful based upon the words that you say, based upon the treatment of how you give people, based upon your personality being a fragrance and not an odor, your attitude being a place where it takes people to a greater altitude? Think about the word. Think about this. Adam had a helpmate. Think about the word helpmate. Helpmate is used in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. And you think about this. Helpmate is such a revelatory, unique word, simply because the only entity, the only person, God in three persons, Blessed Trinity, is what they sing in the hymn. The only entity, the only person that is defined as a helper in Scripture is the Holy Spirit. He's your paraclete. He's your helper. I will send you a comforter. The only other entity, the only other personality in Scripture known as a helper outside of the woman is not a personality. It ain't Paul. It ain't one of the disciples. It's not one of the apostles. It's not one of the prophets. It is the Holy Spirit. She has the properties and qualities. Why did Jeremiah say this? Speaking of the prophets, the wailing prophet, why did Jeremiah call for the wailing women? I need you, sisters, I need you to understand how unique you are. Come on, every sister, just drop a crown. Just drop a crown. Come on, all my queens, drop a crown in the chat tonight. TikTok, come on, drop a crown. YouTube, drop a crown. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, come on, drop a crown. If you know ain't nothing gonna keep you down, drop a crown if you wiping your frown. Come on. Drop your crown. in the chat, but don't drop your crown in life. That crown is down. Pick it on up. Crown yourself with love. Crown yourself with joy. Crown yourself with peace. Crown yourself with increase. Crown yourself with beauty. Crown yourself with ingenuity. Why did Jeremiah call for the wailing women? Why is that? Simply because Jeremiah knew something. He understood that the cry of a wailing woman can reach God at a pitch that a man can't do. A woman has a spiritual nature that is ingrained within her from the womb to the tomb. It's so much so that even worshiping is predicated towards a woman. A lot of times we say, well, that's just for women to do. It's not. But we synthesize it to that because we understand how in tune a woman can be in her emotions, how tuned she can be spiritually, how she can wake her children up in the middle of the night and start praying for them. And children like, yeah, I was one of them. Mama, what is you doing? I need these other 3 hours before I get up for school. But she senses something in the spirit, right? From the womb to the tomb. She has this ingrained spiritual nature that's on the inside of her. Popular saying rings true. Goes a little something like this, and I'm sure you've heard of it. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Why is that? Simply because it's not really behind every good man is a good woman. We say that incorrectly. It's not behind. It's beside. Beside every good man is a good woman. One was not pulled out of the plantar bone of the man's foot for the man to step on her. She was not pulled out of the cranium to be superior to the man and the man subservient to her. She was pulled out of the rib, out of the side, because beside every good man is a good woman. A man doesn't have to just be in front of you to lead you. He can lead you beside you, hand in hand, heart to heart. A man has to understand that. And a lot of times we say, well, I'm the man. Get behind me. Like you rebuking her or something. Get thee behind me. What? Right? No, I can lead her right beside her, holding her hand in hand as she follows my direction. The reason she can follow your direction as a man because you know where you're going. Yeah. She can have your back while still being right by your side. And right beside you is where you should be. Beside every kingdom man is a kingdom woman. And here's the thing. God saw the apparent need that even though Adam was complete, without sin, probably the most perfect physical specimen ever created prior to the fall. Even in that, God still saw a need that Adam needed a partner. He needed a partner to fulfill the dominion covenant. As perfect as he was, he still needed a partner. Think about it. As imperfect as I am, and as imperfect as you are, bruh. Good grief. Y'all know the rest. He still need one too. Notice God said, I'll give the man dominion. The dominion is not to dominate the woman. It's for him to dominate in his purpose. Then he and her are to dominate together. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue. That's what he told me and you. Right? And here's the thing. As a kingdom woman, your role and your purpose in a kingdom man's life is not solely just companionship. It's collaboration. Right? You both collaborate simply because you both have a kingdom mandate. Here's the thing, a kingdom woman is not a perfect woman. Rather, she is a transforming woman. Let me say that twice because it's so nice. A kingdom woman is not a perfect woman. She's a transforming woman. What do I mean by that? Former First Lady Michelle Obama, she wrote a book some years ago called Becoming. I'm transforming from a caterpillar to a butterfly. I'm coming out of the cave. I'm coming out of my cocoon. I'm breaking free. A kingdom woman understands I'm not a perfect woman. I'm a transforming woman. I'm not perfect, but I'm worth it. Why? Because as the quote suggests, no nation can rise without its women. Another quote says this: government largely runs on the character of men, but governments do not form the character of men. Let me say that twice because it's also nice. Governments largely run on the character of men, but governments do not form the character of men. Women do. They always say a woman can't raise a boy to become a man, but she can sure help to develop his character. I feel like I'm already in the 5 traits and I haven't even jumped into them. I could really shut it down right now. Shall I proceed? Somebody just type yes, indeed, if you want me to keep going. If not, I can get back to some other stuff. If not, we gonna kick it. Can I jump into the 5 traits of a kingdom woman? I'm getting some yes indeeds. All right. I guess I'll talk to the select few. Let's jump into the 5 traits of a kingdom woman. I got 5 on it tonight. I got 5 on it. Since we here, we might as well be here. Shout out to the note takers. Shout out to the stenographers. Richard T said, the Amen corner is ready. Where's the offering corner? DYC said, yes, indeed. Kenya said, let's kick it. Sequetta, he said, yes, indeed. All right, let's go. Number one, since I got 5 on it tonight, 5 traits of a kingdom woman. Listen, I don't want you to be selfish tonight. Some of y'all ain't shared nothing. I got a problem with that. I really do. Come on, don't give me no stingy energy. No stingy energy tonight. I need you to share this with somebody. Share this with somebody tonight. Come on, Instagram, share it. Invite somebody in. TikTok, share it. Facebook, share it. It's too good for you to just keep it by yourself. What church mama say? I said I wasn't going to tell nobody, but I just couldn't keep it to myself. Come on. Testify by sharing tonight. Thank you, Candace. On TikTok, says she shared the live. I need somebody to share. The live is going to keep somebody alive. Your timeline could be someone's lifeline. Give me the green light. I'm ready to go right now. Number 1, a kingdom woman has a foundation. A kingdom woman has a foundation. Need you to hear me. Your money, your bae, your boo is not a solid foundation. But we said I do is not a solid foundation. Where my pastor at? He say, on Christ, the solid rock I stand. Right? Y'all know this. I don't even have to tell you this. But I'm going to tell you this. And that is, life can rapidly change in the blink of an eye. Life can randomly and rapidly change at the snap of a finger. Just like that. And that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Don't get me to singing tonight. Think about this. COVID-19 introduced us to a whole new world, right? You go from running your mouth to it now being covered with a mask. You wear a mask, but you don't wear a muzzle. Notice in scripture, wisdom, think about this. I want you to get this because we're talking about a kingdom woman has a foundation. Notice in scripture, wisdom is referred to as a woman. Don't believe me, just watch. Wisdom is referred to as a woman. I generally read a proverb every day. Today's the 29th. I read the 29th proverb. Wisdom is referred to as a woman, particularly throughout the book of Proverbs. Isn't it interesting? It's always referred to as a she. Wisdom is always referred to as a her. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. Wisdom is referred to as a woman. Why? Because wisdom is associated with virtue. Wisdom is associated with knowledge. Wisdom is associated with keen insight. Wisdom is associated with foresight. I see it before I see it. So I can either cause you to seize it, or I can now veer you away from the danger that's coming. Wisdom knows more and before. Wisdom is the principal thing, right? Think about this. And I talked about a little bit last week. The term weaker sex is referred in reference to a woman has oftentimes, we say woman is a weaker sex, and oftentimes is used to demonize, used to criticize, is used to marginalize. Weaker sex is often something that has even been used from a patriarchal and sometimes even, yes, a misogynistic aspect and approach. When really, the proper description of weaker sex is delicate. Delicate. Come on, every sister just type, I'm delicate. you got a fragile do not drop label on your life. If you were a package at FedEx and USPS and all that, right? Delicate is elegant. Delicate is graceful. Delicate is exquisite. Delicate means this: I'm preferred. You can't treat me like everybody else. To a certain degree, yeah, preferential treatment. Right? Think about this. You carried your mama's fine china. They never brought fine china at a barbecue. And if y'all bringing fine china at a barbecue, I don't think I want to go. Pass me a paper plate at a barbecue because I know the food gonna be real good. I don't know if I want no fine china at a barbecue. Right? But when you brought your mama's fine china out, it was different from the way that you carried paper plates. Or at least you should have. I remember when I broke my mama's vase or vase. Y'all are very, very regal and chic. Right? Y'all pronounce Target. Yeah, so I guess it's a vase. I guess it is. I remember when I broke it, I just had a flashback. And I tried to hide it. It was just real bad, real bad. It was such a special encasement. And I just knew I was gonna get my butt whooped. She was very, very kind and nice about it, but I just felt so bad. But you treat certain things like that between china and paper plates. You treat them differently. You carry them differently. Think about this. Fine china is heavier than the paper plates, but it's more delicate. So when something is delicate, it gets a stamp like a UPS, like a FedEx, like a USPS, a fragile do not drop label. And hear me, I broke the vase because I was throwing a ball in the living room. It's for another day. Difference between a tree and a rose is the delicacy of it. Think about this. A man could be categorized as a tree. Why? Because you can chop it down, you can punch it, you can hit it, but it's still going to stand. A woman can't be treated like that, though. A woman is treated as a rose. She got to be treated differently. She got to be treated delicately. Even you treat a rose delicately when you take it out of the ground. Why? Because you understand that it's precious. You don't handle a tree the same way that you handle a rose. Think about this. Even when you're pruning a rose, even when you're cutting some of the petals off the rose, you cut it very, very softly. You cut it very, very delicately, as if the rose is going to drop a tear or something. Right? You're just very, very gentle with it. And hear me, delicate does not mean deficient. Here's what delicate means. Delicate means different. I'm teaching this thing tonight. I just need every lady just to type it. Come on, type. I'm delicate. I'm delicate. You've been strong for too long. This is your soft season now. You've been strong for too long. This is your soft season now. You've been resilient for too long. This is your rest season now. So here it is. The most delicate and virtuous of all beings is the woman. Listen, a man who generally, is gonna be in a relationship with you, gonna marry you. Sometimes he's gonna ask some questions, or he may ask a question. Hey, you how you know my man over here? I just need to make sure, I want your virtue to be intact. Because he understands that. Right? He understands that whole aspect. The most delicate, the most virtuous, and even sometimes the most wisest, as scripture says, as it refers to being a woman. Remember, sometimes my mama would call me over to the house and say, "Hey, Edward." Yeah, she used my government name. I didn't say you could use it. That's my government name. I know I'm on here on these social media streets as Eddie. Yeah. I stopped going by Edward in the 8th grade. But she called me over. "Edward, can you pick up this bag for me?" And I'm like, "Mama, this bag is 4.5 pounds, 4.999 pounds." Right? It's like the older she gets, the less she wants to lift. Right? But then I have to remind myself, I get it. She's delicate. A woman without a foundation is foolish. A woman who has a foundation understands, here it is, it's not all about my curves or my cleavage. It's about my character. A kingdom woman with a foundation understands this. Here it is. More than my body, it's about my mentality. More than me wearing high heels. That's what the kingdom woman says, what the kingdom woman knows. More than me wearing high heels, my standards are higher than my heels. Why is that? Because I'm looking to the hills. Y'all don't want to help me tonight. You can keep your standards higher than your heels simply because you're looking to the hills. I wish I had a few folks who actually read the Bible, knowing, why am I looking to the hills? Knowing that my help comes from the Lord. Got to understand this. When you have a foundation in Christ, your value doesn't come from them. It derives from him. Let me say that twice because it's also nice. Your value doesn't come around just having a body. Your value doesn't come around being around everybody. It's knowing that you are somebody. Your value doesn't come from them. It comes from him. Why? Because if you lose them, you'll lose you. My value is in people. People do have value, but my value is in my purpose, knowing who I am as a person. Listen, if you have no foundation, you will do permanent things with temporary people, and those temporary people will leave you with permanent scars. Proverbs chapter 14 puts it this way: a wise woman buildeth her house. That's the foundation. But here it is: the foolish plucketh it down with their hands. Rachel G, I was doing a live with her, and it was all the way live. She said, a wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish don't just pluck it down with their hands, they pluck it down with their mouth. Something trying to live, but your words are killing the situation. Man in your life is a champion, but you keep knocking him out with the words that you're using. Based upon what you say, based upon how you are stirring up your gifts or lack thereof, your doing or your own undoing will be the foundation of your life. Can I say it like this? Some of us are in the second half of our life trying to recover from the first half. Because guess what? Everybody plays the fool, song says. It's no exception to the rule. You know what the lyrics say. It may be factual, it may be cruel, but everybody plays the fool. The tragedy is in remaining a fool. That's the main ingredient group. But here's the main ingredient as well. Being a fool isn't restricted to youthful age. You can be young and wise, but you can also be an old fool too. A foundation or foolishness isn't about age. Here it is. It's about stage of maturity. And listen, we've all been foolish one time or another. And matter of fact, we can't just say one time or another. We can say some years or another. But here's the thing. We're not perfect. We're worth it. We're evolving. We're transforming. You're becoming. And as a result, because you know better, now you got to do better. Based upon your foundation, your hands will either build or will destroy what you're trying to build. Think about this. When you're talking about a foundation, you need to understand this. A house can't stand on sand. I remember my mama. Shout out to my mama, Dr. Janice Connor. I think I've referenced her 3 times already. I remember my mom would take me as a kid. She'd drive me through certain neighborhoods. She was all about exposure, being outside of just the 9-mile radius view of my own world. She'd drive me around through certain neighborhoods. And she'd say, son, you see these houses over there? You see this house with all that wood on it? Never buy one like that. She said, you see that other house? Got all that aluminum siding on it? Yeah. Stay away from that one. She said, go with a house that's made out of the rock and built on the rock. Somebody just missed your shout tonight. Go with a house that's made out of the rock. Go with a house that's built on the rock. She knows that she was preaching right there. And it took me some years to really realize what she was saying. It took me a few days, decades rather, to realize what she was saying. Listen, I'm today years old when I understood what mama was saying. What she was intimating was the fact that you need a foundation on the rock. Storms are going to come. Winds are going to blow. Situations are going to rise. Going to try to knock you and rock your foundation. but you need a sure foundation that secures your emotions. Here it is. Oftentimes, our emotions are our foundation. I'm not saying you shouldn't have emotions. I'm saying emotions are bad leaders. Emotions can wreck your life. Need a foundation that secures your emotions. Need a foundation that secures your mind. You need a foundation that is anchored to overcome life situations. Here's the thing. Listen, our emotions can fluctuate. 12 p.m. you want a honey bun. In the mix at 6, now you want to eat healthy. You want a piece of salmon. You crying at 8 a.m. You laughing your heart out in stitches watching Chappelle on Netflix. Emotions. Our emotion, they're tossed to and fro. They're here. They're there. Where's Vivian Green at? Emotional roller coaster. Loving you ain't never helped me. Loving you was never good for me. I gotta be like a tree, not a rose. I know you're delicate, but scripture says, be like a tree planted by the rivers of living water. Can't be like a rose planted by the rivers of living water. Roses don't have no depth. It can't stand the storms. Meaning, I may bend, but I'm not gonna break. Where's Big Sean at? Last night I took a L, but tonight I bounced back. Right? Because the L wasn't just a loss. The L was a lesson. The L was me leading. The L was me leveraging my purpose. The L was me loving myself. And I ain't got to wait for Valentine's Day to do it. The L was me taking the Lord with me. Why? Because if I lean to my own understanding, I'll fall. But if I trust God, I can stand tall. So a wise woman buildeth her house with her hands. Sisters, I want to ask you tonight, what are you building with your hands? What's the vision that you're building? Well, you say, well, I'm gonna write a book when I get a husband. Maybe the husband that God has for you is gonna read the book and get to know a lot more about you because he saw you say I do to your purpose, and now he want to say I do to you. Well, I'm gonna wait till I get a husband I'm gonna wait till I have a fiance and a husband simply until I build my business. So now you got to start from ground zero with him, when in many cases he's already scaling his business. He's already discovered his brand identity. He's just waiting for you to discover your identity and your brand identity and identify your identity to where you already got something built. He got something built. And now it's not such a struggle to go to the top because you're already on top. You just hire together. Am I making this make sense tonight? What are you building with your hands? What did God ask Moses? God asked Moses, he said, what's in your hands? Listen, some of y'all got a book in your hand that you ain't even finished yet. You got a ministry that's in your hand, but you scared to launch out on it. You got witty ideas and inventions in your hand, but you're worried about what other people are saying to you and what they're going to say about you. Listen, they're going to talk about you whether you succeed or whether you fail. You might as well succeed and let them be your PR. Right? What is everybody going to say if I do this? Stop allowing people's opinions to become your prison. Well, they know me from being Jenny from the block. They know me from being at the club, and I used to be toe up from the flow up. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. That's tight, but it's right. They know me from this. Well, let them know you from that now. People are going to always try to bring up your past to stop you from walking into your future. And here it is. The foundation of your future is not built on your past. is built on where you're going, not where you've been. It's built on where you're going to, not what you've been through. Come on, somebody just type foundation in the chat tonight. Come on, just type foundation. Foundation. Foundation ain't in Louboutin heels. Foundation ain't in a Louis bag. Foundation ain't in Louboutin and Louis Vuitton. Foundation ain't in makeup and mascara and eyeliner. Foundation ain't in money. Foundation ain't sitting way back in a Maybach. Foundation ain't you pulling up to the scene with your ceiling missing. Foundation ain't at Cheesecake Factory. I know that's your spot. Foundation is in your character. Simply because you're in alignment with your assignment. Listen, I got a little something for y'all. Are y'all ready for number 2? Are y'all ready for the second one? Y'all ready for the second one? I got a little something for y'all. I believe my producer got it queued up. Let's make it do what it do, and I'll be back to you right after these messages. I'll be back.
Hey, it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie. Listen, don't you want to level up in your life? Don't you want to actually dominate this year? You need strategy, you need structure, you need solutions. If you're going to level up in your relationships, you're going to identify your brand identity. If you're going to identify your identity, this is your year to become more. This is your year to do more. I'm telling you, this is the time to grow your greatness. You need to be in a secure environment, in a community that really cares about your growth, that wants to enhance it, wants to push you in a place of not just information, but transformation for your application. I'm telling you, you don't just go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. Join our team. Become a part of the Eagles Academy. Go right now. TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button and become a member of this amazing academy with so many amazing people, locally and globally, who understand that their network determines their net worth. They want to soar into success and purpose. I can't wait to see your face, not just your space. Go right now. TheEaglesAcademy.com. Yeah.
Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Little commercial spot. Hopefully you are joining. I want you to make sure that you join tonight. Tonight is your night to join. Tonight is your night to join the Eagles Academy. Join the Eagles Academy, where we empower you to soar into success and purpose. If you want transformation, not just information, but actual tangible transformation that you can create as a level of application, that you get the revelation to really soar above any situation that you're going through and have that elevation to move your life to another level. The Eagles Academy is for you. Where are my Eagles at tonight? Where are my Eagles at tonight? I see a few of them on here. Come on, drop your Eagles. Drop your Eagle emojis tonight. Where are my Eagles at? Come on, why don't you join us in our Eagles Academy? We got an amazing fire session coming up this Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. and it's live. It's live. It's live. I want you to make sure that you join us by registering. Go now. TheEaglesAcademy.com. Come on. TheEaglesAcademy.com. Go register tonight. Go register now. And here's the thing. This is what I'm going to do. Matter of fact, those of you who are interested in being a part of the Eagles Academy, just type the word SOAR. Come on, type the word SOAR in the chat. SOAR. Come on. Instagram, family, TikTok, everybody, YouTube. Come on, type the word SOAR. Facebook, LinkedIn. Let's get locked in. Twitter. Type the word SOAR. SOAR. I want to see who's interested in joining the Eagles Academy. Yeah. Come on. We fly high, no lie. All the way up. Nothing can stop us. We all the way up. This is what I want you to do. Those of you who type the word SOAR, this is what I want you to do. Yes. I see you. Those who type the word SOAR, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the button join now when you go to the website. And then at checkout, once you put in this coupon code, put in the same coupon code, which is SOAR. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm giving you 40% off. I want you to invest in yourself. All right. I want you to get an ROI, return on investment. ROI comes when you recognize your ROI. A return on investment comes when you recognize our identity. When we recognize our identity, we'll get a return on investment. Okay. So Go ahead, use that word soar at checkout, and I'm giving you 40% off of your membership. Listen, let's go to the second one. If you just joined us tonight, we're talking about 5 traits of a kingdom woman. Just mentioned number 1, a kingdom woman has a foundation. Secondly, a kingdom woman has faith. Kingdom woman has a foundation. Number 2, a kingdom woman has faith. What I mean by that, she seeks God's heart, not just his hand. She seeks God's heart, not just his hand. Why is that? Simply because she understands this. She knows this, that if she seeks God's heart, then everything that's in his hand is already hers. She seeks his heart, not his hand, because she knows that if she seeks his heart, everything that's in his hand is already hers anyway. Think about this in scripture. The Syrophoenician woman in scripture had so much faith that here's what happened. She made Jesus holler. The Syrophoenician woman made the Lord holler. What do you mean by that? Read the scripture for yourself. Jesus said, "Oh woman, great is your faith." You got to understand the uniqueness, the foundational faith of what it is that you have. The faith of a woman will press through the storm and the rain. Right? When she's not even supposed to be in public because she got an issue. We all got issues. But here's the thing. God will give you healing tissues for your hurting issues. Woman had an issue of blood. Wasn't supposed to be in public. She's supposed to, if she is in public, say unclean, unclean. She's supposed to be letting everybody know, meaning y'all clear out from me. Don't even come near. It's an issue over here. Her husband couldn't even touch her. Right? Even if she had one, her husband couldn't touch her at all. But she said this, if I could just but touch the hem of his garment. Thank you, Love Nakia. I think that's how you pronounce it. She said she just joined the Eagles Academy. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. You all need to be like her. Join the Eagles Academy, theeagleacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. She's supposed to say unclean, unclean. Right? But she said this, I made up in my mind. I have the faith to do something unconventional. I have the faith to even break the rules. I have to have the faith to be a rebel with the cause. If I could just but touch the hem of his garment. Listen, she didn't touch Jesus, but she touched something that was touching him. She didn't touch H-I-M, but she touched the H-E-M, the hem of his garment. Understand this. A woman that has faith, you can't block her or stop her. A woman with faith can't be blocked. A woman with faith can't be stopped. Here's what sets a woman apart. Here's what sets a kingdom woman apart from any other woman. It boils down to this. It boils down to her fear of God. Fear is not something that I'm just fleeing from. Doesn't mean I'm just stagnant. I'm just so scared, so scared. It is the fact that I have reverence, right? My reverence, her reverence also causes her to put her faith in God. Her reverence now moves into a place of this. It determines her actions. Her reverence determines her thoughts. Her reverence determines her words. Her reverence determines her priorities. So as a result, here's what it is. She's thought-oriented. She understands that the steps of a good man or woman are ordered by the Lord. Understand this. A kingdom woman who has faith, you got to know she's a woman of prayer. Right? That attribute that she has, it is the foundation for her life. She's a woman of prayer, which is her foundation, which goes back to what I was just mentioning. Goes back to number one. Simply because she is prayerful, she's careful. She's careful of her associations. She's careful of her connections. She's careful of the conversations that she has on the phone, in front of people's faces, behind their back. She's careful to let no corrupt communication proceed out of her mouth. Right? She ain't trying to do all that gossiping and that negativity and that backbiting. Right? Even when she feel like she want to cuss some folk out because she's human. Guess what? She's a kingdom woman, but she's human. She said, I really could cuss you out right now. I really could really do it. I know how to do it. I'm well versed in it. It's a second language. but she's adopted a new language. Oh, what a wonderful change that's come over me. Right? Rather than cuss you out, I'm going to pray for you, right? Simply because here it is. She's not petty, she's powerful. She's too pretty to be petty. Here's one for you. She ain't Petty LaBelle. Who am I talking to tonight? You too pretty to be petty. You too powerful to be petty. Right? Thing is this. You can't take and tell everything to your girlfriend who's been knowing you since 5th grade of high school. Some stuff you can't take to your bae. Some stuff you can't take to your boo. Some stuff you can't even take to your man. Some things you can't take to the phone. You got to take it to the throne. Sometimes you're taking that same information to those girlfriends of yours, to your ace that you've been knowing since 5th grade. You got a man, she ain't got one. Now she's trying to talk you out of because she's going off paralysis by analysis. Sometimes your girlfriend is keeping you single. Oh, y'all don't want to hear that. Because they see you pretty, now they want to be petty. Here's the thing. Sometimes we're taking our problems to folks with problems, wanting them to solve the problems that we have. Now we're just compounding the problem. Do you understand this? Sometimes I heard this. It's crazy. 80% of people don't care about your problems. 20% are glad you have them. That's 100% to me. Diamond, I think you understand what I'm talking about. Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Via, yeah. Now we're compounding the problem. Got to understand this. Based upon what you're listening to and who you're listening to dictates your faith. Faith cometh by hearing. Here's the thing. Kingdom woman has faith either in what the news is saying or what the good news of what God is saying. My faith is either in what the news is saying or what God is saying. My faith is in either he say, she say, or what does God say? Yeah. Too many of us, because we're listening to the wrong voice, because we're listening to the wrong person, because we're listening to the wrong information. Here's what we have adopted. Now we have faith in doubt. Come here. Let me talk to you. Come here. Move a little bit closer. Too many times, because of who we've been listening to, because of what the statistics have been saying, that a certain number of Black women will never get married because of the ratio of men to women. Because of all that, here's what has happened. Now we have faith in doubt. You can have faith in doubt. And I know it sounds crazy, don't it? Sounds totally antithetical to what faith is, but sometimes doubt becomes our faith. Why is that? Simply because we believe the negative so much. Nobody in your family was ever a millionaire, so you know it ain't gonna happen for you. Nobody in your family ever stayed married more than 10 years, so you know it ain't gonna happen for you. Nobody in your family ever, graduated from high school, went to college, or even got a professional degree, so don't even think about it happening to you. Everybody's daughter got pregnant by 16 and everybody had a son out of wedlock and this, that, and the other and all that other stuff. Don't mean it's going to happen to you. Just because it ran in your family doesn't mean it has to run through you. No, now you're drawing a line in the sand and it now runs out because I know who I am. We have imbibed, we have believed the negative so much. So-and-so never did this. So-and-so never mounted anything. And now here it is. Now people tell you what you can't do because they never did it. So as a result, here's what we have. We have adopted people's philosophies. We have adopted people's attitudes and dispositions towards us. That here we go through life driving in reverse, only to crash into our past. We go through life hustling backwards, simply because we believe backwards. Our faith is in doubt, rather than allowing faith to cancel out doubt. Come on, if I just shift my mind, my situation will shift. If I just shift my mind, my money's going to shift. If I just shift my mind, my relationship is going to shift. If I just shift my mind, how I feel about me is going to shift completely. Are you following me tonight? Somebody just type faith. Type faith. Faith. Come on, type faith. Faith it to make it. You've been faking it to make it long enough. Faith it to make it. Come on, type faith. Based upon who and what you're listening to will determine your faith level. Keep listening to what life will never become. You keep playing a sad song of life. You keep putting it on repeat. You keep saying, woe is me. You keep saying it's never going to work out. Then you're going to ascribe to the negative philosophy that you're imbibing. But you're also going to imbibe that same philosophy of what it is that people have told you. Listen, you got to start telling yourself what God says about you. Stop telling yourself what people said about you. You got to get to a place. Listen, what people think about me is none of my business. You going out of business, focusing on how people view your business. Two of the most powerful words that you can ever use in your life is this: I am. Now you fill in the blank. Two of the most powerful words that you can use. I am. Scripture talking about I am Alpha and Omega. I am the beginning and the end. I am. You fill in the blank. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am powerful. I am a person of love. I am great. I am unstoppable. But too many times we have said, I am a failure. You could say I am a failure. You could say I am a success. It's all your choice. If you believe you can, if you believe you can't, guarantee you're right. Kingdom women, you got to affirm yourself. You got to speak life over your life. So many times the damaging aspects in society has tried to mold women into who they should be, who they should become, how they should look. Kim Kardashian has become a poster child for what women are supposed to be these days. You're trying to look like somebody who has been airbrushed, photoshopped, and now you feel complacent. You feel hesitant and reticent about how it is that you view yourself because you don't look like a carbon copy of anybody else. You're not supposed to. Folks are blowing up their lips, going to Miami, going to the Dominican Republic to look like you, tanning themselves to where they even turn orange. And you feel hesitant about how you view yourself and somebody trying to look like you and you don't even want to look like you. You better recognize the queen that's on the inside of you. Because when you become beautiful from the inside, everything that's on the outside is going to have a different glow, right? Because your glow comes with glory. You got to affirm your greatness. You got to speak life over your life. You got to crown yourself with love. You got to crown yourself with peace and joy. When you have faith, here's what it does. It now causes you to ask God for bigger. Our prayers have become too small. It causes you to ask God for something bigger. It causes you to believe for something greater. It causes you, here it is, to now expect greater. I can't ask for what I don't expect. My prayer is connected to my expectation level. You prayed for God to give you a car because you expected something bigger than a bike or a bus or Uber. You expected it to happen. Expect it to happen. You got to increase your faith. You got to increase and ask for something bigger. You got to believe greater. It calls you to now expect greater. Your prayer life is an indication of your faith life. No prayer, no faith. Little prayer, little faith. Much prayer, much faith. And here's the thing, you're always going to miss out on the destiny designed for you to step into if you stop believing, if you stop expecting, if you stop expanding your faith. I know in many cases in this life, there are disappointments after disappointment. I get it. I'll rival all my disappointments against yours, but we'll have a disappointment competition. But here's the thing, you got to learn how to deal with disappointment or disappointment's going to deal with you. Yeah. If you don't learn how to deal with disappointment, disappointment's going to deal with you. The disappointment to where now here it is, you feeling bad about yourself because you comparing yourself to all your other girlfriends. This person's in a relationship. This person's married. This person got a fiance. But here's the thing. You don't know what they had to do to get them. You don't know what they're settling for to keep them. Are you hearing me tonight? Stop comparing your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 30. You don't know what they had to do to get them. You don't know what they settling for to keep them. But you letting social media photos fool you. Do you understand this? And this statistical research and science that indicates 70% of the couples that post photos on social media are not happy anyway. They're trying to get external validation from internal issues. I'm not comparing. If you got who you got, I'm happy for you, because here's the thing. If God is blessing my neighbor, that means he's in my neighborhood. It's only a matter of time before I get what's mine. You may have got, listen, this is going to bless somebody right now. You may have got married quicker, but I'm going to stay married longer. Yeah. You may have got married quicker, but I'm going to stay married longer, because the goal is not to get married. The goal is to stay married. Y'all not rocking with me tonight. Here's the thing. If you don't deal with disappointment, disappointment will deal with you. The disappointment of abuse, the disappointment of what you tolerated, the disappointment of how you allowed people to treat you like a doormat, step all over you, the disappointment of the relationship that went awry and askew, the disappointment of the divorce, the disappointment of the terminal diagnosis, the disappointment of the financial instability where your money was funny, your change was strange, your credit couldn't get it, your nickel was fickle, your time didn't have time. All of the disappointments, here it is. Even in the word disappointment is the word appointment. I'll teach this thing to myself tonight. I know if I can't get an amen from you, I know my mom was watching. Even in the word disappointment is the word appointment. And here's the thing. Every disappointment sets you up for a better outcome. I'm making an appointment with joy in the midst of grief. I'm making appointment with grace in the midst of what seems to grind my gears. I'm making an appointment with restoration for all the years that it seemed like I lost. I'm making an appointment with acceleration when it seems as if I was disappointed by regression. Every disappointment sets you up for an appointment for a better outcome. And here's the thing, what we do, many cases, many times, we cancel the appointment with our destiny because we stop expecting. We stop hoping. We stop believing. We've cried so much to where now our eyes are too blurry to see the vision of what's coming. So blurry that now you got vertigo. And you can't even move vertical into a position where you're supposed to be. Here's the thing. Maybe God's answer is not no. Maybe it's just not yet. Let me say that twice because it's also nice. Let me drink a little bit of water before I go into this one again. Maybe God's answer is not no. Maybe it's just not yet. What do I mean by that? You got to understand this. As a kingdom woman of faith, you got to understand this as a kingdom woman of faith who has a foundation. When God isn't working on things for you, he's working on you for what he's prepared for you. When God isn't working on things for you, he's working on you for what he's prepared for you. He's working on you for what he has for you. But here's a question. Will prayer be your posture? Will you be positioned in a place of purpose? Will faith be your focus and your foundation? Why is that? Because a kingdom woman knows how to listen, not just to give God her to-do list. Yeah, God, go and fetch me a blessing. No, I know how to listen with intention and not just give God my to-do list. God ain't no errand boy. God is a gentleman. Yeah, he enjoys opening doors for you, but he wants you to listen before you go into the door, in the hallway, and when you're all the way in the door. Too many times we've given God our to-do list because we want to treat him like a genie. You know what I'm talking about. You rub the Bible 3 times and you expect God to give you 3 wishes. No. Here's what a kingdom woman is willing to do. A kingdom woman understands this, that God doesn't just give me what I want. Well, he gonna give me the desires of my heart. Here's the thing. Your desires for your life align with God's desires for your life. That's how he gives you the desires of your heart. I want what he wants for me. Not my will. Why? Because God doesn't just give you what you want. God gives you what to want. Am I boiling it down to the granular level? Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth tonight? Am I making it make sense? Why? Because a kingdom woman is willing to abandon her own agenda, her own plans, her own preconceived notions, the doubt that she has, to shift it to a place of faith, to trust God even when she can't trace him. I trust you even though I can't trace you. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm trusting you to bring me out better than when I went in. So as a result of it, a kingdom woman acts with faith. What does she act with faith on? She acts with faith on what God said, because she believes what God said. You can only act on faith with what God said when you believe what God said. Got to have a foundation. I got to have faith. Listen, I'm out of time, but I'm not out of truth. I'm more English than math. I said 5 traits. I didn't lie to you. I'm more English than math, 5, but I only gave you 2. So I got some more room to make up on. Tanya said, I feel like I'm in a mental spaceship heading to Pluto, out this universe. Dr. Eddie is driving. Bless you, bless you. Honored to share. Listen, we got to do a part 2. We got to do a part 2. And part 2 is coming to you tomorrow. Part 2 is coming to you tomorrow. I got more truth than time. And I don't want to start number 3 and not finish it. Because, you know, we have to go deeper before we go higher. So, listen, matter of fact, maybe as I'm talking, who knows? I may shift into it. Let me just think about it as I'm talking. Let me just think about it as I'm talking. I understand this. Hear me. I understand how valuable this session has been. And I believe that the previous sessions as well have been very, very valuable. But just imagine, I want you to imagine just for a minute, how much more valuable our Eagles Academy community will be when you join it. I believe, listen, 2024 is not just the year to become more. 2024 is not just the year to receive more. 2024 is the year to become more. And here's the thing. As I said, just imagine how valuable the academy is, and you're getting this for free. Right? I want you to join the Amazing Eagles Academy tonight. I want you to do it. I want you to join the Amazing Eagles Academy. I want you to grow your greatness. I want you to intentionally invest in yourself by becoming a member. Yes, Deborah, she said leap. Come on, spread your wings to win. Spread your wings and you'll win. I want you to intentionally invest in yourself. I want you to come through the digital doors of our Amazing Eagles Academy and go right now. All you have to do is go right now to the eaglesacademy.com. Those of you who say, listen, I want to be a part of it, just type the word soar. Come on, type the word soar in the chat. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We don't stop. Just type the word soar. You say, listen, I know this information is so valuable because I'm just getting this tonight and it's just valuable. We just barely scratching the surface on this. Trust me. I'm giving you just a little bit of a ramp up. I ain't frying it. We crock potting it. I want you to type the word soar in the chat and hear me. The Eagles Academy is a place where I coach, is where I teach, is where I train. It's where I mentor. Your investment means a lot. And I believe membership has its privileges. I believe transformation is more important than just information. I got to give you the information, but the transformation of what it is practical, is strategic, strategy, structure, solutions to actually make your life work, to grow in your relationships, to grow in your business, to grow holistically, and then have discernment for what is and what is not the right opportunity. If you desire to really increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence, then you need to join the Eagles Academy. Those of you who want to join the Eagles Academy, again, type the word soar. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm doing. Because I said membership has its privileges. You want to be a part of our amazing virtual master classes, live and in color, Q&A sessions. I didn't even mention, here's the thing, the community. Doing business, doing life all on your own, you're doing it wrong. You don't just go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. And we have a team of Eagles. We have gifted leaders, locally, nationally, globally, who understand that their network determines their net worth. They're partners. They share ideas. They understand this, that a win for you is a win for me too. It's not a place of competition. It's a place of collaboration. If you want to adopt innovative skills, you want to grow and transform with solutions and just experience growth, growing in your greatness, then I want to say welcome home. Welcome to the Eagles Academy. Welcome to your launching pad and your launching party. Join us now. Those of you who put the word soar in the chat, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to eaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button. Join now button is going to take you to the checkout. There's a coupon code area right there. I want you to put in the word SOAR, SOAR, and I'm giving you 40% off of your membership. Thank me later. I'm investing in you to invest in yourself. Like I said before, 2024 is the year, and my goal in 2024 is to help you achieve yours. I only got one goal on my list this year. Every other year, itemized list. But I only got one goal this year, is to help you achieve yours. Why? Because I understand this principle. If you help people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And again, I want you to invest in yourself tonight. Your investment is going to produce an ROI. It's going to produce a return on investment. Information, yes, is good, but you need revelation and you need application. You need transformation to move you into a place of greater elevation. Go there now. Use the word SOAR checkout. Get 40% off. I have to say as well, I just dropped some new content. I was working on it during the game yesterday and it's ready to go. It's not a game, no. I want you to do this. I want you to go to eaglesacademy.com/store. The revolution not only be televised, it'll be digitized. Go to the eaglesacademy.com/store. I've got some great things for you there. What do I have for you? I have a free ebook called More in 2024, How to Become More and Make It Your Most Successful Year Yet. Here's also what I have. I just created something. It's a free digital training video called The Art of Communication. I encourage everybody to download that. It is free. Free digital resource at the eaglesacademy.com/store. Your words create your world. Yes, listen. Whatever you're building, you can use it. You can build it better if you use better words. I'm showing you how to do that. Once you go and download my free digital training called The Art of Communication, your words are a paintbrush. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? I'm talking about how you communicate, not just necessarily on the stage, but as you turn the page in your relationships, in the boardroom, in the classroom, on a Zoom, on Instagram Live, on Facebook Live. Okay? Once you check that out, that's another free resource to you. I'm just giving stuff away this year. I'm giving value. What's another resource that I have? I want you to also download my successful author strategies. I did, I have something for all authors. It's called the bestseller book blueprint. If you don't have the bestseller book blueprint, go and get that. If you want to birth your book in 2024, now is the time. Go ahead and get it. I've done 16 books. I think I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Go and get it. That's a 81 plus page manual, the bestseller book blueprint is, where I'm showing you step by step of how to take your manuscript to the marketplace, how to sell more books if you already have books out, and then also how to become an authority as an author. That's a PDF, 81 plus page document. I highly suggest you get that. It's my whole blueprint of what I do to go number one every single time that I put a book out. But guess what? The Successful Author Strategies is a video course. I'm hitting you both ways. You got the document you can download, and then you got the video course. Some of us are visual, other of us are kinesthetic, other of us are auditory, whatever the case may be. I got you both ways. I'm giving you the author strategies where I share with you. I'm talking it through what I do. You want to get that too. Of course, I gave you the free training, the art of communication, but I also have this. You want to definitely get my successful speaker strategies. It's a 5-hour course, 4.5-hour course. Let me not lie. 4.5-hour digital training of everything that I do to master my message at the microphone. You want to wow your audience. You want to be invited. Matter of fact, you want to be invited back. You want to be paid. I'm talking it all through and I'm sharing it with you. You want to get that as well. Go right now. It's nothing but resources there. We got about 9 different resources that are there, and I'm adding more as we go along. But go ahead, theeaglesacademy.com/store. Check out my e-store. Check out my e-store. Come and shop with me. Yeah. I'm giving away a lot of great things as well. Tony said, not a thing or two about a thing or two. Yeah, I know a thing or two about a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? So Kenya said, I'm on it. I'm going to download that now. Go and get it. Go and grab it. I've been able to speak on TED Talk stages, CBS, NBC, BT, PBS, churches. Listen, go and get it. I want to really cultivate your craft as a speaker and help you to shine. And here's what I'm going to do. For those of you, yes, who are wanting to be a part of the academy, use the word SOAR at checkout. Those of you who want to get, I have a bundle, the bestseller book blueprint. Also have the successful speaker strategies and the Eagles Academy all in one. I'm giving you 40% off of that too. Put in the word SOAR. You want the bestseller book blueprint? You want the successful speaker strategies a la carte? You want the I'm dropping so much. I'm trying to think what else I mentioned. You want the successful author strategies? Put in the word SOAR. I'm giving you 40% off of everything. Sorry, everything. I'm blessing you because I want you to grow in your greatness. Can we show the flyer tonight? Yes, that's the successful author strategies. That's the one that's there. I was looking for the other one for tomorrow. That's good though. Okay. All right. It'll be unveiled tomorrow. No problem. Listen, man, we right up against 8:00. Y'all ain't gonna even let me get no dinner tonight. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. The hour's far spent tonight. Y'all mad at me. I'm telling you, the hour's far spent tonight, but you're gonna listen. I'm gonna turn your madness into gladness tomorrow. I want you to come back tomorrow for part 2. Part 2 is on the way. Part 2 is on the way. 5 traits of a kingdom one. We talk about foundation and faith tonight, but you better get ready for part 2 tomorrow. Better get ready. Hold on to your edges tomorrow night. Hold on to your edges. Coming for every wig, every bundle, every lace front. I ain't gonna even front. I'm coming for my natural sisters. It's all love. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I was raised by a single mother. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I'm coming for them all. Please, please don't throw no emoji tomatoes at me, please. So don't unwave my finger waves. I'm coming for it all. But no, we're up against 8 o'clock. Hours far spent. So we're doing part 2 tomorrow. Spread the word. Some of y'all go back and watch it. Tarjay say you play too much. My heart goes out to you in Baltimore, and I'm sure your heart goes out to me in Detroit. We both in the same boat. Help us. Anyway, go ahead and join the Eagles Academy. Go ahead, do yourself a favor. Join the Eagles Academy. Use the word SOAR checkout, as well as for everything else on the eaglesacademy.com/store. Part 2 tomorrow. I'm already ready. Yeah, I'm already ready. But as I said, I'm out of time, but I'm not out of truth. You know, I'm yours truly, Dr. Eddie. And of course, I thank you for sticking with me. I thank you for kicking it with me. Thank you for meeting me on the Mix at 6 each and every single Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right on the digital airwaves of TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. Hit the thumbs up tonight. If you got any value from this tonight, please help your boy out. Help your main man out. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. Tap the notification bell, please. Share this with somebody. Come on. And, you know, I'm going to always be dropping content for you. So if I can help you or serve you in any way, reach out to me. Reach out to me. As always, y'all, it's great talking to amazing people like you. We'll do it again tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss it. Until then, it's your main man, Dr. Eddie, signing off. Peace and love.